Hi. Alright, so it was a sound check, the previous one, but the title is on here. So the previous title is on here. You can listen it like that. And those are some of the topic talks. So only the people like who clicks or like who have some like similar experience or like a sociology like study buddies. Only those people like can listen to. Other people you can just skip those parts. Those are some of like neighborhood talks or like neighbors. In the Nishisaka Moroyama area, it was weird. The other evenings, like when, like around, even like 2 o'clock in the morning, sometimes people do the things, have to do some works. Where work means a lot of works. Everybody have different kind of works, like the company work, or like security works. They work in different timings, so it's alright. But they're just interested in certain woman, or like young, or like some like center of the gossip woman. Those people exist all the time. So, but seemed like they were interested in some of like Moroyama or like Nishisakado or like Meikai Dentist University area. So some of the neighbors, like nickname Takeshita, they can be good people too, but it's probably like, oh, not that one, like Tsuruta, nickname Tsuruta, like across the street, those like house person or hide person. So yeah, who just came in on this live stream. But yeah, so anyway, talking about some neighbors, those like nickname Tsuruta, their window, we can see each other from our windows all the time, 24 hours, 7 weeks, 7 days a week, all the time. So we know everything what our moves are. So like 2 o'clock in the morning, sometimes I have to like check something, then those like some of the like newspaper delivery company, before it was not too like around 2:30 in the mornings, they were delivering. Before they were not. But when we had to check some of the like guard things, fixing the guard, always around like 2 in the morning, like kind of like checking it, maybe like security. Then other people on the neighborhood, like they also called. They also like talked some of the things because they can hear some of the sound. All those old neighbors, because they're professional, like they know every move. Because these kind of like a close neighborhood area, we can hear each other's sound all the time to each other. So there are like probably like nickname like Tsuruta, and across the street from Tsuruta, there are other old neighbors who are living those like the neighborhood area, Shimogawara or like Moroyama or Nishisakado area for 50 years. Other old woman and husband, I've talked to them and know them too. Looks like her face looks like it looks like a peacock, something like that. No, not like but huge face. Well, those are good too, but her character kind of gets on my. When we talked, she sounded like a mean. Toward the young woman, we can notice. I could notice too. So, sounds like maybe between each other our faces are so different, so that like she probably could sense it, because all her like school time, elementary school time, all of that time she had experienced those like inside Mongolian JP culture. We have a group, so she could those like across the street another woman. She has a good house, but her house decoration seemed like really similar, those like painting on the staircase, really similar to my house decorations, to our apartment decorations too. Very similar, and it's unique. Nobody can imitate that unless they see it. So maybe and he also knew, like I had a dog, but my dog also died. She also knew that too. It's a wife. She has a grandkids too, but yeah, there are so many other good grandparents too in the neighborhood area. But she is a different person. She's not that kind of person. Yeah, she's not the good one. And she also knew that some of the personal information of our the neighborhood, the young woman's the inside house situation too. When we talked, it was pretty obvious, and yeah, because she said that, and other neighbors don't say that, but she said, "Your dog died, right?" It's like, "Oh, your dog, it's not there right now, right?" She said that, okay. I was like, okay. Well, you know that. I mean, she's like across the street. She probably don't know it if she didn't check it so often or carefully. So maybe that's the house the person is the one who is probably like checking up, like reporting on constantly. Probably that house is too. Yeah, but there are so many other neighbors. She's so nice, and her character is also outside too. Her 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 looks is so beautiful too, but also her inside is so good too. It's not her, but it's other neighbors that I talked. And her house is so pretty too. I love her house. Yeah, I talked to this another neighbor. She was so nice. She's also grandma too. She looks so professional, and she's thin, fit. Yeah, and so different from other neighbor that I talked. This fat woman, who are kind of mean too. Yeah, and her main character also coming from like outside look too. Yeah. So yeah, those are some of the two neighbors that I talked. They're like one super nice neighbor. Yeah, and she's beautiful too. Yeah, wonderful people. And another neighbor who are kind of mean too. And I call her ugly, where people know it. But they're good people too anyway. Like the other neighbor that I talked to, she was so never talk about like other people's like like some of the like personal information. Some of the personal information, those are good. We can talk about it. And yeah, thank you other people who also can talk like honestly, like openly, like open talk, not closed. Yeah, thank you. Those people like who can share, those are great too. Yeah, those are important voices, and we are aware of it. Some people know it. All right. Thank you. Thanks other people for hanging out. You're great too. All right. Sorry I couldn't see your name, but yeah. And so those timings, some of the neighbors, they changed some of the like deliveries, newspaper delivery, like early morning, like 3 o'clock in the morning. They're pretty much patrolling. We can know it. And they also like changed the time. They changed the time. Before it was not that time, like 3 in the morning. It was not. But around, when we were doing some of the like works during that time, those like Nishisakado area or like those Moriyama area, those like American Dentist University area, they changed because after our move. I mean, when they changed, there is a lots of noise of those like bike noise, so we can notice. So yeah, well I can notice. So that was some of the neighborhood community, probably some of the gossip like there. We have to. We are so caring. We are there. Some of the neighborhood gossip is like, oh, we don't know what's going on, but we wanna act like we see what you're doing. So we're gonna change the time, and we're gonna be like running around that time when you're doing something because we wanna connect with you. Something like that. Some of the neighborhood community people are like some of the old neighbors. Yeah. So those are some of the gossip talk. Whereas some of the gossip talk are important, like informative information, like people report on it. These are things like we report or like can talk to the like police. Where since there is nothing actual criminal things, we don't have to. Yeah, does not like report things, but yeah. We should let it out the feelings. Some of those like the neighborhood move or like gossip, those are important. We can talk about it. Yeah, we can. So yeah, that's weird, right? They don't have to like they're just interested in some woman, like younger woman or something. So that's why like but if they're like old men, like and the body type is not like a type like so like big. But another woman is like thin. Not really. I mean, sorry, it's just not possible. Even like he's interested in and coming by so much. Yeah, it's. Yeah. Oh, by the way, like some of the like train or like subway, they're like crazy men. Like, other talk is like when I was there in the train, like some weird creepy man was there and like looking at and pretty much like stalked when I was there. Like he started like coming close to, so I was like changing the line, but he also came again. And like looking at me in those like kind of nasty eye. So those things happen in those like Tokyo area or like Saitama area a lot, especially those like between the Asian people, like Mongolian people, where the company people know, like I'm full Japanese people, same community people, and some company, like we work in a company, so we know it. Those like personal information. So, and in the train area, it's a smaller community to everybody in the same time. We remember each other's faces when we are in the train in the same time around that time on the weekdays. And it's a community like that in the Tokyo area or in the Saitama area, those like train, small community. We know it. It's a pattern that we can notice too. So it's people talk about those gossip too. And so he probably knew too, like I'm a Japanese person too. From the looks we can notice too anyway. So he was, yeah. So if he's like that, those creepy men like coming, like a kind of like annoying way, woman probably like, I would probably feel comfortable wearing a trash can. Yeah. And some people like act like mentally disoriented or like crazy. And so that way those like creepy men not really interested in a woman. Sometimes it's very much easier. Yeah. We don't have to say no to these men. These men don't come to you. So yeah, if they are like kind of those creepy men, like and working in the creepy companies, those men also exist in the Tokyo area, Saitama area too, and like kind of like Yakuza. But good people too, good Yakuza too. They are good people too. So yeah, but so yeah. So yeah, it's totally better way. Sometimes, so in a crazy company, it's easier. We act like a crazy or like we act like a, mentally disoriented. So it's like saying, no, we are not interested in you. Something like that. But there are good people too. If I'm hanging out with those like good friends, yeah, I don't wear trash. Don't worry. Like I don't act like that way. Yeah, pretty much like a normal. So yeah. So people actually do that. So don't worry. It's just some of the talk, but yeah, those are some of the talk. And so yeah, and those are some of the chat. Only some people like who have a similar experience, you can listen to this part. Other part, like you don't have to listen. Or like yeah, you can just skip it. But yeah, there are so many good people too. in everywhere. I really enjoy. And the people that I follow or like people I watch, you're not crazy, don't worry. I don't have to act like crazy or like I don't think you're a stalker at all. In